Johnny Mosley here for Peter Glenn Ski and Sports, hanging out with Joe from Nordica. And one of the things I think when you're buying a ski is you're gonna look at like ratings, you're gonna look at, you know, the magazines, but one of the questions you're asked is like, what kind of skier am I? You know, how does this fit me? And Joe's gonna help us out a little bit with that. But first of all, Joe, I guess this is an incredibly popular ski. I mean, it's always like killing it in the ratings.
Totally.
This is the Nordica Enforcer. Tell us a little bit about why this ski is popular. What's the philosophy behind it?
Totally, Johnny. So, Nordica Enforcer has been super awesome to us. It's a staple in our all-mountain collection here at Nordica, along with the Santa Ana. This ski absolutely rules. A classic cocktail, nothing super fancy, 2 sheets of metal, full wood core, and just the shape of this ski really gives it that all-mountain capability to shred all over, which is super amazing.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. What would you say helps in the all-mountain shred capability category?
Totally.
I mean, obviously I can see it's got a bit of rocker in it.
You got it,
in
man.
the tip.
Exactly, yeah. Fully cambered underfoot, which is super cool. And our bases actually tell a bit of a story about these skis too. You got the widest point up here where
Okay.
our edges meet.
Yeah.
And then you have where the rocker profile starts too, which is pretty sweet. So on the
Oh,
Enforcer,
is that define where it starts?
exactly,
That line?
man.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
you got it. So if we
That's
take
smart.
a look actually
Yeah.
at a 104,
Okay.
you can really start to see where the rocker profile starts to shine and show.
God.
Early rise is a little bit earlier. The rocker starts a little bit lower, right? On the free series, as well as in the tail, it helps it make it a little bit more shmeary, poppy, playful,
Okay.
especially in that softer, more new snow, which
Okay,
is really cool.
slow down for a second. So for everyone at home, we're talking when this is a 100 underfoot. Okay, so that's the width of the ski under where your boot is. This is a 104.
Correct.
Okay, so as that dimension changes, they don't just keep the same ski and make it wider. They actually change where the rise, the rocker starts in the tip and the tail. The philosophy behind that being, I'm assuming that, you know, when you're on a kind of a narrower ski, you're going to be skiing more firm terrain.
Exactly.
And you don't need as much tip and tail rise and to smear, as
Correct.
you're saying.
Totally, exactly. Obviously, you know, a little bit more of a narrow waist gives you that opportunity of a quicker edge to edge, more on-trail, groomer oriented, with the capabilities of jumping all over the mountain too.
Sure, like maybe if you're at home trying to figure out, okay, what ski is for me, you might want to think about where you ski. Like if you're an East Coast skier,
Exactly.
you know, typically you're trying to stay as narrow as you can, but still be able to float on a pow day.
Totally. So that's where that 100, the
Yeah.
94, the 88, they really do shine on that harder, you know, packed snow,
Yeah.
especially the East Coast.
But essentially, if you're in the Enforcer family and you kind of stay in there, you're getting no matter which width you go, you're pretty much getting a similar type performance.
Absolutely. You're getting that
Okay.
full Enforcer feel
Yeah.
nonstop through the entire collection, which is super awesome.
Okay.
Extremely stable,
Yeah.
confidence inspiring,
Yeah.
and chargy. It's really amazing.
Yeah, and okay, let's talk a little bit about like side cuts, because that's the shape of the ski,
Totally.
the waist, and that's something you do feel right away when you're turning.
No doubt.
Does that stay? What is the approximate side cut on these?
So
skis
the
in
radius
general?
on these bad
Radius,
boys,
thank you.
exactly. Right
Please
around,
use the proper terminology. Yeah.
right around the 79, the 179 as well as the 186 size, we're looking at about 18 to 19 meters. So
Okay.
a little bit tighter compared
Yeah.
to some all-mountain skis
Okay.
on the market, but it gives it that ability to really snap off some turns, keep it super lively,
Yeah.
which is something that we like in our characteristics, of course.
Yeah.
Coming from a race-dedicated
Yeah.
brand, you know,
Yeah.
bringing that performance and feeling to our skis and all mountain skis is pretty amazing, all the way through an expert level skier, but someone that's, you know, intermediate and looking to dabble in the all mountain world as well.
Yeah, I like the 18-ish meter radius, and just so you know at home, that's like roughly the turning radius you would do like in a NASCAR course, like sort of a town league race course.
Totally.
And what it translates to for me is that after you know rip some lines and you're hitting the groomer on the way home back to the chair, you can whack 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 whack, and you know show off under the chair, or get those G's, get those feelings.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can snap them off super quick, but
Yeah.
you can also, lean the boot back a little bit and really arc them, nice and long, which is really cool too.
Yeah,
So you
let's
get
talk about that, because
both those
that is the tail. That does define the tail, right?
Absolutely.
And when you start to get up to speed, you're going to lean back on the tail of the ski, and like, does it hold? I mean, you've skied these a bunch.
Totally,
you know.
absolutely. So the 100, let's
Yeah.
compare the two probably, because I think this is a good little analysis we
Yeah,
can have here.
sure.
The 100 being a little bit more flat, right? Your camber going pretty much to the tail.
Okay.
It's gonna really lock you in. You're gonna have that feeling of once you pipe it on edge,
Yeah.
you're locked and loaded all the
Okay.
way through and snapping you right out of the turn, which is pretty amazing.
Okay.
Now on the free series, you have a bit
Yeah.
more of that tail rocker, right?
Okay.
So that's gonna give you that ability to totally drop it into a turn, but you can break it free just a little bit easier because this is a little bit more lifted off the snow.
Okay.
Giving you that more in the free series, 104,
Yeah.
110, and 115.
Okay.
The ability to really, keep it schmeary, poppy, playful,
Right.
but get it back on edge using
Yeah.
that entire effective edge of the ski. The
Okay.
running length gets a bit longer as you tip it too,
Right.
and you really can lock them in. So it's the jack of all trades, I'd like to think, in this
Yeah.
104 series.
Yeah, okay, and now just to get down to sort of technical stuff, how do you typically size, a ski like let's talk about both of these. How do you
Totally.
typically size it up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I always like to, size someone up based on their ability, right?
Okay.
What kind of skier are they is kind of the question I ask them at first.
Yeah.
I know personally, I like to, ride a ski that's about the same height as me.
Okay.
So I'm in the 186 size.
Yep.
On
Yep.
the East Coast, then I break it out west. My terrain's larger,
Yep.
steeper,
Yep.
longer, faster.
Right.
I like to break out the 191, which is a little bit above head, right? But it's a super safe bet. I
Yeah.
like right around the forehead. I think is a pretty awesome
Okay.
size for people.
Yeah.
Additionally, though,
Even on the 100 underfoot,
definitely.
right around forehead,
Yeah,
eyebrows. type
absolutely.
too? Okay.
Yep, totally. And
All right.
these skis traditionally ski a little bit shorter due to that, early rise rocker profile, right?
Sure.
So don't be intimidated to if you are kind of in the middle of going up or down in sizes, you're not sure where you might lie.
Yep.
I always recommend going that one size a little bit higher because the skis do ski a little bit shorter per se.
Absolutely. All right, good stuff. I think we covered it. I mean, it's always hard when you're trying to, buy skis,
Totally.
but I think I tried to answer all the questions. Can you think of anything else that people ask a lot? Like, what's the most common question people want to know about skis?
What ski is right for me? We offer 6 in the collection, right? And,
Yeah.
and I think just asking yourself where you like to ski
Yeah.
leads you in the right direction.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's maybe based off of your generalities of where you ski, east or west.
Yeah.
Harder snow. Favor the shorter waisted,
Yeah.
widths of the ski. If you want to break it out west, maybe you got a trip out west, but you live on the East Coast, the 104 free.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing ski as well. And it
Okay.
kind of brings in the two styles of skiing too, right? Maybe I'm a little bit more on trail oriented, or maybe I like to break it free, jump in the trees and mess around all over the hill. So
Okay.
you kind of get both personalities, happen.
Solid. Okay. And I will say, just carrying them around here for a second, for a ski with 2 sheets of metal in it, the weight is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
not-
solid for sure.
It's solid. So
Yeah.
All right, Johnny Mosley, thank you, Joe. Excellent work. Peter Glenn Ski and Sports. You can get this stuff online or just walk in the shop, and you can always do the little flex test. But remember, with the newer skis, if you want to flex it, you can't just flex it like that. You got to get down and get some of the tail out of there so you can really feel the camber underfoot. Otherwise, you're just flexing the twin tip.
Absolutely.
And that's pro tip. Pro tip.
Thanks, John.
All right, cheers.
Get low.